Well, this is the ABCZ podcast. This is the C part of that. Just wanted to come and introduce this right now. This is a new weekly podcast of a league that is assembled from Emerson's pre-college. We're going to see what we get, so let's get the tape rolling. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves, and I will be back next week.
Well, I'm Rue. I will be moderating, and here is A, B, and Z.
I'm A.
Yeah, that's not your name.
I know.
I'm Britt.
I'm Z. All right, let's get started. Our first topic of discussion is going to be macaroni and cheese.
Microwavable or not?
Totally up to you.
I mean, mac and cheese in itself is good, but if it's
Yes.
microwavable, it depends on the brand, but I mean,
No.
microwavables.
Microwave mac and cheese is amazing.
What brand specifically, though?
Velveeta, Kraft, Annie's.
Okay, Annie's I agree with you on. Kraft, Velveeta, I don't really know.
My heart. Kraft.
Though, have you
has
ever had
my
any of the,
heart.
the Trader Joe's microwavable, like pasta?
Oh
Those
no
are
no
good.
no! I hate no
See,
Trader Joe's.
I used to eat so much. I used to have microwavable pasta, not just mac and cheese, microwavable pasta for every day for lunch. That at a certain point, not only did I become sick of it, but I also never finished the meals. And when I finally did, the people at my table at school started cheering me on and playing "We Are the Champions" when I'm done.
Oh, I thought.
What?
My
What? You gotta
And then
be
I
kidding
wrote a
me.
script about it, about a more surreal version of it, about how it became an addiction. So mac and cheese is always good no matter what.
So fucking creative.
Oh my
Mac
gosh.
and cheese is good no matter what.
Let's
All right.
let's get your opinion on
I think that I've eaten too much mac and cheese here because
Woo.
I'm kind of, because of the 3-person rule, I'm kind of trapped in my room or going to the dining hall, and I either switch between pizza and mac and cheese, and that's it.
That's why I'm
So I feel like mac and cheese I'm going to get sick of by the end, and I'll throw all of it out the window.
You shouldn't give it to me. You should ship it all the way to where I live and just like put it all in a box.
Oh, what do you guys think of white cheddar mac and cheese?
Yes.
Okay, I don't like it.
It's
I like it.
clean.
It tastes so different. I like it.
I like white cheddar. I don't like white cheddar mac and cheese.
Oh.
I feel like this discussion is gonna go on for a while, and we're not. Can we go into the actual debate part of this that I feel will get us a little more?
Yeah, okay, so the debate for what was supposed to be the second act, but let's just go into it, is the great Chick-fil-A debate. If you don't know what that is the debate over Chick-fil-A's owner and head of the company being homophobic and very, very Christian. So,
their chicken.
and their chicken. Is it good or not? Is it worth it?
I've never had Chick-fil-A, so I can't say.
Look,
if
I
Chick-fil-A is
don't want ever to eat there, nor do I ever plan on it, and that's mainly because A, I find fast food, specifically that place, to seem gross. Generally, fast food in general.
No, I love fast food.
B, I am not a fan of how, yeah, you may want to hold your religion, but if you're the face of a fucking company, hold your damn,
Yes.
I get you have your beliefs, but hold them in if you're the face. If you was an employee, it's easy to fire them, but you're the face of you're like the head of the freaking company, so just keep your opinions to yourself, especially because that's gonna fuck your business over.
Well, I mean, people don't stop eating at Papa John's because their founder said the N-word several times, so why should people stop eating at Chick-fil-A just because of their leader's beliefs?
I'm never saying people should stop. I'm just saying that people should think, or I'm just saying especially that it's not about people eating there, it's more about the fact that he is the leader of a business, and this can and did blow up in his face in a sense.
Yeah.
People still eat Papa John's, but it still was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Just because you say these things doesn't mean it's gonna be over with. It's still a whole thing. It doesn't mean I'm gonna stop eating there. It just means that you're gonna get a lot of press, and you're gonna get into a lot of shit, and it's not gonna be good for you.
Wow, Z said something intelligent once.
You're welcome.
Oh, you didn't get angry. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Wow.
Now Chick-fil-A, I think I personally like their food. I know Zach doesn't like it because it's fast food and gross, and because their leader said some stuff. I personally like it because I've had it ever since I was a young kid, and I've always had it on road trips to North Carolina.
I'm very specific.
But no, besides the food, what do you think of the owner? I get you the food, but what do you think of the owner saying the stuff that he said?
And then contributing money to his business, which he then goes on to donate to anti-LGBT organizations.
I think what the owner does is terrible. I still like the food.
Wow. I've never had Chick-fil-A. I don't think I ever will because of what he said.
No, it's fucking bomb. Chick-fil-A is.
People like. I get why people can like it, but I'm not a fan of it, and I don't know. It just I'm not a fan of what he said, and I respect religion except when you use your religion to be a fucking asshole. That basically go against gays and shit.
Can we elaborate on that more? Expand on it?
It's fine. Like if he came out and said, "I'm Christian and this is this and this," I don't hate him because he's Christian. I hate him because of things he said, and he's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah, he came out as Christian.
It came out as Christian. I don't know. That's just.
Yes, he came out as Christian and then came out as hating gays. That makes a lot of sense.
Hey, put your computer away.
I'm looking something up about it.
Hey, on this note, why specifically do you use a mouse and keyboard instead of the mouse and keyboard on the laptop?
Because weird habits and weird germophobic stuff.
But it's your computer.
I never said it made sense. I said it was weird.
Yeah, I do sort of a combo of it where I have a separate mouse and just use the laptop's keyboard because I like the feel of the mouse more. It's more accurate.
I used to have trouble using the laptop mouse, so I just had to mouse.
Do all of you use a separate mouse?
Only when gaming. When not gaming, I can use a trackpad just fine.
I probably pretty much used a separate mouse till I broke the cord that connected to the computer.
So not a wireless mouse.
It was
a corded mouse.
It was like retractable, so I remember I just got so mad I just yanked it, and it was just wow, no. And then it got way too long, so I was like, no, fuck this.
Fuck this? Wait, you don't like wire? So wait, why not a wireless?
Cause I don't know, my dad was like, nah, just get the retractable, and I was like, okay.
So what I miss about laptops, guys,
I like how this has gone into talking about Chick-fil-A and homosexuality and homophobicness.
Yeah, because you pulled out a keyboard and a mouse.
To look up something about the owner and the story behind.
What did you find? What did you find?
Nothing. I just want to make sure I could get more facts. I wanted to make sure I get my facts straight and to make sure I knew what the whole situation was because I do talk out of my ass.
So you know what I miss on laptops? I miss when they had the nipple in the middle of the keyboard. I miss where you were able to have that tactile feel of touching the laptop's nipple.
Did you get off to this? This sounds like you've gotten off to this.
He probably has.
And then it's not that accurate, but it's like
What the fuck is going
you can
on?
make laptops way smaller
Okay.
if you just have a nipple.
What the fuck? Have you what?
How high are
I don't know how to react to this. Like, it seems like you've gotten off to touching a fucking nipple on a laptop. What the fuck does that even mean?
See, there's the nipple.
Yeah, here's
Very tactile
Benson
nipple.
providing
It's red from all the pressing.
visual aid.
Whoa.
I don't care. I don't care about the nipple. I care about the fact that it sounds like you've gotten off to the fact that there's a nipple on a keyboard. Let alone the fact that you call it a fucking nipple.
I mean,
It is
we
called
all-
a
we
nipple.
all- We all do know about your masturbation habits.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. I'm really masturbates to a picture
As
of
two
me.
of the roommates in this room can attest to.
Name it.
We've hit a soft spot.
And you masturbate to a picture.
I think we've hit more of a hard spot.
Shut up. Okay, so
Zach, let's talk about you running around the thing naked and causing your roommate to leave.
You can stop talking on your ass because that had nothing to do. There was many separate issues. Plus, you can't just deflect as two separate issues because A, I never did it blatantly, and B, I wasn't butt naked.
Butt naked, you were just mostly.
No, I was, and let's go back to an actual decent subject instead of yelling at each other and being dicks to each other. How about the fact that, what other issues are there? Well, my favorite headline of the week was Papa John's sues Papa John's because
Wow.
the guy known as Papa John's is physically suing his own restaurant, so the headlines are always Ben is now showing us Ben is now showing us rather dirty and more. How is this a fucking thing? How is this a fucking thing?
Really hot. Can I date this?
People do call it the nipple mouse.
I would love this.
How is this
the most Brit thing you've ever said.
We We already use computers for porn. We don't need our physical access to be porn.
I think we know maybe Alex uses computers for porn.
I think Alex does. He's told me. Me and him had like a discussion about this yesterday. And he's
Yeah,
like,
no,
I
you
like
guys have
porn.
way too many sex-based discussions. It's fucking filthy.
We do. Drink out of a crushed can.
Yes.
Wow. I thought that sentence was going very differently.
I'm gonna have to ask the studio audience to please
Oh well.
bring it down.
So, but yeah, the Chick-fil-A thing is its own thing. Controversy is nowadays just a part of the world, and I don't honestly think as many controversies are going to come out. I don't think it's ever going to affect the businesses.
Let's discuss that. Political correctness. Opinions?
I mean, I think it's important, but I feel like it's important in most respects, but I don't feel like it's worth getting like once you use it to be an over-objective dick, like. I'm sorry, you didn't see the right word. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter. I'm not being anything offensive. I just used one word instead of another, so shut up. Like, there's the people who always overtly correct you on everything you say. It's kind of bullshit. But other than that, I feel it's a good thing.
Actually, that's a good point, Zach. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh wow.
And what's my...
we have first here.
And also, God damn it, now I have to have edit my name, bleep it out. I told you to call me Z.
Yeah, we can.
Hey, I thought you were angry about oversensitive assholes calling you the wrong thing.
That is the wrong thing.
Whoa, spicy.
Why do you feel the need to deflect? I say something and then you've immediately deflected your point back at me like I've offended you, except
Because you fucking hypocrited the thing that you were saying. I don't even know if hypocrite.
Because you were being
I don't
an
know,
oversensitive dick and just going like, excuse me, it's Z.
because I don't. That's not. Okay, there is a difference between that and being like, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact when you go and somebody goes up and yeah, like he, and they're like, I don't think that's how they identify it, so you need to be more like specific and open about like if you call them. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a fucking name. These are two separate issues, guys.
No, they're not.
I am not specifically. My thought. The thing I said was not about names. It's about the fact of naming about going around like saying, this is not how they identify. We don't know how they identify, so you have no right to call them a he or she. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god.
I'm not talking about the fact of like somebody of respecting somebody's name change.
Yes, but if you okay, so if like a person like wants to change their pronouns, sometimes if their name sounds too like feminine, they want to be
No,
like,
that's
change,
fine.
like,
That's
name
not what I'm
change,
saying.
and
The
then
issue is
yeah, but you got upset because you don't want people to call you Z, not your real name, and you got upset.
because I don't want my name on the podcast. I just don't want my open name. Okay, in case this goes out there, I don't want to be public
Out
yet.
there, out where?
I don't want to be public yet. And B, you guys are. My issue is, you want to change your name, that's fine. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that use political correctness to be assholes in public that like tell you we don't know how they identify, so that you have to be careful with your gender terms, or they constantly like social justice warriors type of people.
I
And
would say one of those ones.
So you shouldn't respect
Oh,
people's
no.
pronouns.
no, you should. But I'm saying don't be an overt asshole about it. Like don't go like at every single conversation where be like, we don't know how they identify. If they say they identify as this, I respect them. But don't be one of those people that constantly tries to force political correctness into a conversation.
Wait a minute,
Shit
let's
doesn't
do
make
an example. All right, Zach.
sense. No.
Wrong name. All right, Z.
Yes.
All right. Now, talk about me and say he. All right.
So there's this kid, Alex. A, and he did this thing.
Hey, excuse me. I identify as too pansexual. You cannot call me that.
See,
All right.
that's not.
See?
I'm not talking about somebody coming up to me and saying I identify as this. I'm talking about the people that like talk about it in public, like that do not identify as anything, but they constantly try to pretend that like they are on the same side as like it's trans.
So allies.
Not allies, fake allies, the ones that use political correctness to basically try to get away with things. Like try to get away with like being a dick, essentially. It's I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. You know how there's people out there that when you say something like he or not he or she, I'm trying to think of a very specific example because I have a thing in my mind that I'm trying to place and I can't seem to remember what the fuck I'm going on. The fuck where my mind was going with this. There's people who use political correctness in the world, not to support, not for legitimate reasons. They just use it because they feel it makes them better than everybody else, and they feel like they know more because they're politically correct, even though all they do is use their political correctness to make blanket statements and be dicks about it. They don't care about them, they just act like they know what political correctness is, and they don't.
That is actually interesting, and I think maybe I think you're actually smart now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but I had a very specific example in my head, and now I'm blank on what the example was, and it's bothering me.
Oh fuck. So I mean,
Like, I think allies, I think that's great. But I don't like people who use political correct, like, are the kind of sassy people that use political correctness just to get away with shit.
Use political correctness to push their own agenda.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking
And
for.
that's actually kind of smart.
Yee.
what about the alt-right?
I mean, I don't know too much about that. I kind of.
About what?
Alt-right.
I think that's a whole other can of worms right now.
Did you just Google alt-right?
Yes.
You didn't know what alt-right is.
I needed to check something,
Okay.
okay? Because look, alt-right is a bunch of, as I was checking, I want to make sure I was right about this, is the stuff with neo-Nazis and...
Yep.
And to me,
Speaking of, let's talk about
Speaking
the
of-
speculations that you are sympathetic
No.
to the Nazi cause.
no,
No.
that's
Oh,
another...
dear, I didn't know.
There
this
have been
existed.
speculations.
Why?
That's
We've discussed this.
What?
that's a whole other can of worms that I don't want to get into because that gets really personal and can honestly will lead to some pissing people off, and that's not a risk I'm willing to take for bullshit claims. Look, I don't think...
No, I'm giving him a chance to defend himself.
He's not a Nazi.
Against what?
I mean,
Against the people who have said them.
why the fuck would somebody think Alex is a Nazi?
But he's
Yeah.
not a Nazi.
He's like-
he's a nice person.
I mean, he's a weird kid, but in a good way, and not like he
I
doesn't...
don't think it's people think that you're a Nazi. I think it's like there were people who were like, oh, he's very like, he talks about Nazis a lot. So here's your chance to defend yourself and say, you know, I'm not a Nazi.
I'm not a Nazi.
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Nice job.
At a certain point, I think neo-Nazis need to go the fuck away and leave Nazis to just let Nazis remain.
The Nazis are dead. It's now neo-Nazis.
Whatever
There's
form,
still Nazis that are alive.
whatever form of Nazi you identify, somebody identifies as.
So wait. We shouldn't respect. We shouldn't respect people's pronouns, sexuality, and identity, but we should respect whether or not they identify as a Nazi or a neo-Nazi.
No, I never said you should respect somebody's pronouns. I never said that.
Yes, you did. No, you said you shouldn't be trying to force people to say they when you don't know who.
No,
they're
I'm
talking
saying the
about.
type of people the people that use political correctness to force their own agenda. I think if somebody has the name Nazi should just go back to being in World War fucking II. Okay? They just need to go back to World War II and stop existing.
Well,
People
I feel like
have
that's not
rights to
gonna
do whatever
happen.
they want.
I can dream, okay?
Dream.
I have
Jewish,
a
I don't
dream
want-
that Nazis will go back to World War II.
Racism sucks, people. Let's just get that straight out there. Racism.
Yeah.
But Nazi.
Actually, it's
neo-Nazis are not-
anti-Semitism,
Yeah,
that's what it
racist.
is.
Yeah. Oh, like anti-Semitic. They
Yeah.
were also racist and homophobic.
They're just
They still hate.
They were just
They
hateful.
still hate, in a sense, a minority group of people.
They were hateful.
They hate the Jews,
Yeah.
which is a group,
Among other people.
which is a group I. Well, honestly, I am Jewish, but I'm not very Jewish. Like just generally racist, anti-Semitic. Those assholes. They just need to go away. Like fuck them, for God's
It's
sake.
like movie villains were based off of them for quite a while.
Oh dear.
Well, no,
Because
they
of
were
how
based
bad
off them
they
when they were an actual thing. Like when racists were an actual thing.
Oh, yeah,
When Nazis and
Oh
communists
wait,
were an actual thing.
wait. So now you're saying that racist Nazis and communists no longer exist?
No!
They
I
do.
never once said that.
You're like burying
You just
yourself
said it
into,
was
like,
based
a
on
hole
when
here.
racist
This
Nazis and
question-
communists were an actual thing. So
When they
now
were
are they no
irrelevant-
longer an actual
When
thing?
they were a relevant primary thing back in World War II and the Cold War.
They are still a relevant primary thing. Can we talk about Charlottesville?
No. Come back. Take it from why are they relevant in the Cold War. Say sorry I had to get up and get a cook. All that.
Alright. Why were they relevant in the Cold War?
I'm not. That was just. That's because when they were fighting the Soviets and all of that stuff.
What?
They're still relevant today. But they made movies back then.
Oh yeah, Charlie
No,
Chaplin.
what
made
you
fun of
what
them.
you
That was
what you are referring to is at least what I thought you were referring to is when the old movies were like the Nazis and all of them were the villains. Because
Yeah.
that was when they were that was in their first relevancy when they first came in. The reason Nazis and Soviets and all that were villains in the old things is because that's when people were when Nazis were becoming a thing. Nowadays, they're not really the villains anymore. In movies.
So Nazis are no longer
In
villains.
movies.
Nazis will always be villains.
In movies, people.
In movies.
Because you guys keep on taking, should I say, out of context.
Okay, wait here, hold on, calm down. Because let's look at the Star Wars franchise, which is the Empire is very heavily based on Nazi Germany.
Yes, and it still is. But that is a small part. Those are small group of movies.
Yes,
Majority of movies nowadays don't feature Nazis, or at least overt, overt Nazis.
Well,
like, these are not
Saving Private Ryan, Inglourious Bastards.
Movies that are not set in World War II. I mean, modern day movies that are set in modern day do not overtly have Nazis.
Black Klansman.
Okay, I can see one.
Again, that's not set in the present day. That's set in time when it was.
Look, I can see. I can see that there's still movies taking, making Nazi-like villains. Like, for instance, in the 7th episode of Star Wars, which I thought was hit or miss, there's this one scene where it's a giant stormtrooper rally, and it's like, we will prevail! Just like that.
Yes, that is in fact.
Yeah, look who's back.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. A movie about Hitler coming back to life, it's funny.
Well, it's made for comedy.
Is it?
Yeah. It's based on a novel.
Of course it is, because nothing can be original nowadays. It has to be based on something.
Well, that's quite a budget. Oh my god.
Everything is based on something. There's no original ideas anymore.
So let's go back to this idea that Nazis, communists, and racists are not still a prevailing.
No, they are not a thing that people use in movies anymore because of how much racism. Yes, that is still very much a movie-based thing.
When did it become about movies?
When he said that it became about movies when Alex mentioned the fact that Nazis they used to be all the villains in movies.
Yeah.
And so my response to it is the fact that they used to be the reason that back then was because that's when they were becoming first relevant. Not that they still aren't relevant. They still are in some ways, but they're not like the predominant threat nowadays. So the predominant threat nowadays is like racism, terrorists, our president. Those are the predominant.
It's quite a jump there.
I mean, if we look back at Charlottesville,
Oh yeah.
that was neo-Nazis, which was very recent. That was within.
I went there.
Yes.
I went there like 2 months after it happened. People were just like, when I went on the campus tour, they were just like, don't think that our school has had anything to do with that. They were just distancing themselves far away from it.
Well, yeah, because there were neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of obvious.
Yeah. So that I just find your claim interesting, that you say that Nazis are not still a.
Nazis aren't. Neo-Nazis are.
Neo-Nazis are Nazis.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're just new. Neo means new.
Yeah.
So new Nazis. They're like the newer Nazi.
Yes.
The other ones are necro-Nazis because they're dead.
No.
No, they're just
They're
dead.
just Nazis.
Yeah, they're just.
they're just pretty
Yeah.
dead.
They're just Nazis.
Wow. That's
this-
been a discussion.
That kind of escalated.
Yeah.
Dead Nazis are dead Nazis.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about the communists for a second.
Oh,
Fuck's
no.
sake. Let's go on. You said that communists are no longer
They're
Well,
not.
a threat.
No.
Should we
I
talk
talk
about
China.
Russia?
I never
Russia
said
isn't communist, is it?
Russia's never really. Russia's just slick.
Or how about the Czechoslovakia? No, what is it?
Communism is-
Chechnya.
It's still
All
a
of the
threat. It's
bisexual
still
men
a
getting killed in
thing,
Chechnya?
but
Oh, yeah, that
it's
sucks.
still not as big of a thing as it used to be. Like nowadays, the main focuses are like racism and all of that. Like communism's kind of faded away. It's still there, but it's not something we hear about on the news on the regular.
Yeah, the only
True.
the only the only country that I know of that calls themselves communist is China still, but
North
they're
Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea is a
They call them
communist, yeah.
Democratic Republic, People's Republic of
It's
Korea.
It's communism.
It's
It's
communist.
communism. It's
Well,
dictatorship.
All right.
It's Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong.
You don't know which one it is?
No, I just said it's Kim Jong.
Kim Jong.
Kim Jong is the next. Is the next one. After Kim Jong Il.
Kim Jong sounds like something you'll name your balls.
After
That's my problem.
After I name my balls.
Yeah, you somebody would probably name their balls that.
Kim Jong?
Kim Jong, yeah. Kim Jong, I can see that.
No, you're thinking of that's what they name them in North Korea because they're so afraid if they don't, he will kill that Kim Jong Il will kill them.
True.
Wow.
So this went
But
down a
let's-
path.
Let's talk about Russia.
Russia.
Do we have
Let's discuss Russia right now.
Russia.
Right now.
In our current political climate.
Russia.
Their leader is our president's secret boyfriend. Let's just say that.
That's actually true.
Like they're in some secret relation. They're in a secret relation. They're trying to be in a secret relationship. Melania kind of vanishes because she doesn't want to get in the way of her ex-husband, her husband's new love for Putin.
Just for a note, visually, Zach Z did put air quotes around husband. Just like to
Because they don't even act like. And now in a majority of publicity photos or photos you'll see with Trump and Melania, she looks like she's being forced to be there, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's true.
Like they don't like she walked like to
He literally, there is a video at one point of him
Yeah.
trying to grab her hand and she pulls away.
Yeah.
She at this point is probably being forced to do this, so that's why I put it in air quotes because
Or is there for money?
I mean, who isn't there
You
for
ever thought of
money?
that?
Who wasn't?
I mean yes, but also because she made I don't know. I just know Trump is so far into bed with Putin. They might as I can't think of a good metaphor actually.
What I find really funny is how Putin's like 5'6" or something, and Trump's like 6'3".
Trump's short out.
He is 6'3".
How is he 6'?
One of them is Garfield and
He's
one of them
taller
is
than me.
one of them looks like Garfield and the other one likes to take shirtless horse rides. That's how we can describe the two biggest leaders that come up in the news the most. One of them
is bigger though.
I don't care about size. One of them looks like
Size.
One of them is one of them takes shirtless horsebacks and the other one looks like fucking Garfield. You can decide.
Garfield is a beloved cartoon character.
And
Yeah, we don't want to taint the.
The internet's already tainted Garfield far to a point of.
Oh yeah, the movies. Oh.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you just.
For visual reference,
Whoa there, that's
provided us,
hot.
a photo of Putin and Trump riding
They got the heights
shirtless
wrong.
on a horse.
They got the heights wrong.
And but yes, I'm just gonna go with what point was I making before I was interrupted? Bert, do you want to say anything?
No.
I mean, me and Alex have kind of ranted.
Not yet.
You just like to interject.
I just kind of like to interject and be like, no, fuck you.
What's wrong?
Garf,
What's wrong?
just the internet has ruined Garfield anymore. Like,
we have.
No, I'm gonna edit this out. Britt,
Yeah.
get into the fray, man.
wait, what? If you're still here, why aren't you taking part in this?
I am in the frame
I'm
though.
moderator. I'm trying to see how this works. And
Sure.
I actually do have to leave in the middle of when I wanted to be in this. But I'm gonna edit this out right now. This isn't part of it.
Oh, also,
Britt,
please leap out anytime you say my name.
if we really need to, we can start talking about just you. But I think you want to talk about some of these topics, don't you?
I do, but fuck that.
Come on, man, get in there.
Okay, I'm trying Garland.
All right. So, Britt, what do you think of Garfield?
It's hot. I don't really know what to
This is
say.
why we don't give her conversation.
Yeah.
The response to everything is,
Ask her
it's
about
hot.
Garfield.
Her response is going to be, it's hot.
I've never really seen a Garfield movie though, so I don't know because
No, don't look at the movies. Look at the cartoons, like the news.
Garfield just...
I just thought he was creepy.
But it's true that your response to a majority of things is, it's hot.
No, I usually say that's hot because it is disrespectful.
So there, that's hot. That's your response to a lot of things. Why do you think you do that?
Oh, hold on. I have a question. To tie Brit and Russia together.
No.
Which you're Putin?
Yes.
I want your opinion on young Stalin.
I'm not gonna say he's hot because he's young Stalin, and yeah.
No, just let's assume he's not Stalin. Would you fuck this man?
No.
Even if it wasn't
He
Stalin.
doesn't go for that clean shaven look. He looks furry and
He looks furry.
yeah. I don't know.
That's why you wouldn't fuck
He's like
Stalin.
no, like if he went for that clean shaven look, then yeah. But
You wouldn't...
I'm not really into guys that have like beards. Yes. Okay, so Alan A just showed us a picture of Garfield, but he's Trump, and he's like.
So wait,
You're
I have a question. Was it an actual photo of Trump, or was
No,
it a photo of
Like
Garfield?
Garfield wearing like.
Because I
everything.
had to be sure because Trump looks like Garfield, so I didn't know if it was
Trump
part.
is Garfield. Trump is like.
Honestly, I
his
feel like if
parents
Trump,
made him, like-
I feel like the minute Trump gets into the White House or vanishes from sight of cameras, he takes off his face and it's just Garfield underneath.
Probably.
He's either an alien or a lizard person because the government.
Lizard person.
Lizard people. Let's discuss lizard people.
The government is run by lizard people.
The government
The government is run by lizard. The government is run by lizard people who are being controlled by the Blue Man Group.
Yes.
The Blue Man Group is a secret group of aliens who have come to this Earth and make sure that the
Blue Man Group is just a bunch of people
No.
wearing makeup that like.
No, they're
drugs.
aliens. I know this for a fact.
They're not.
They're from my home planet.
So you're an
Whoa,
alien.
yes.
How do we know that you're not running the lizard people?
That makes so much sense.
I never.
to me.
Zach Z is now the wizard of the lizard people. Oh.
I never denied it.
Ben just showed us a picture of a lizard in a suit. I think it might
Are
be
those
Donald
2 million
Trump's
people
suit.
Leafy subscribers?
Basically, the government is run by lizard people, and the reason presidents get assassinated is because they don't want to go into the cause. Why do you think JFK got shot?
JFK got shot because someone was pissed at him.
No, it was a cover-up.
Oh,
it was
no,
a cover-up.
It was not a
Oh,
cover.
It was a
no.
cover-up.
Someone shot him because they didn't.
It was a
like
cover!
No, because the Lizard King does.
the lizard who.
JFK was a lizard man, was a lizard person who defected and wanted to reveal their who wanted to reveal their secrets, so they had him assassinated. That is the truth.
Who else was a lizard man?
Wait a minute.
All of the presidents.
Hey, Zach.
What?
No, Z.
All of them.
Z.
They're
Huh?
all lizard people.
How much glue did you have to sniff to come up with that?
You know I don't get high. You know my mind just does this shit.
So where did the lizard people come from, and how did they get into power?
Space, and they
come from space.
they
But
come.
they come from a different planet, but they have our reptile biological makeup.
They use their alien technology to fake to morph themselves and try to look like humans and get their blood going.
Oh, that's spicy.
They fake it. Trump honestly is the worst one yet because he failed to look like a fucking human. Everybody already knows he's a fucking lizard person.
I think people thought that Hillary was the lizard person, but
No, why do you think she lost?
Because she's not a lizard.
Yes.
Okay.
But if she ever wins, that means they'll turn her into a lizard. They can do that now.
They can do that. They can turn you into a lizard.
oh my god, this is.
I don't actually
Some-
do any of this.
Oh, so okay. Now it
Oh.
turns out that Zach has been lying. He doesn't actually believe.
I mean, I believe that I'm
they're
from
lizard
space, and I
people.
believe Trump is an alien. I don't believe all presidents were, and I do believe that JFK's assassination was faked.
Oh, how?
And he's living with Tupac in the bunker where Walt Disney.
Walt Disney was a
Okay.
Nazi sympathizer.
Tupac
But he's frozen.
is dead.
Walt Disney is currently frozen in Antarctica. Is cryogenically frozen in Antarctica by Mickey Mouse, who is a real person.
Hey, give me some of that heroin next time, will you?
You don't drink heroin, dumbass. You inject it.
What are those marks on your leg from then?
Yeah. Why do you?
Did you put, you just...
No, oh, I move around in my sleep, so I end up kicking things and hurting myself. I'm also just a klutz because I'm trying to pretend to be a human and it fails half the time.
So you're a lizard person.
I never said I'm a lizard person.
No,
I
you're
never said I
an
was human.
He's not smart enough to be a lizard person yet.
See, you're just assuming. Are you just assuming that all people from space are lizard people?
Oh my god, here we go.
My
Here we go.
God.
Stop.
Yeah,
If you hate
don't be aliens.
if you hate PC
It's like racism,
people,
but better.
then don't act like one.
I'm not. It's called. See. I'm acting like I'm a fucking alien right now, which is very bizarre. But to be fair, I do this on a regular. I'm a fucking nutball.
What is your deal?
Honestly, I don't know. I just know I'm very mentally unstable and I'm actually fucking lunatic. I'm a fucking lunatic.
We can tell.
Have you ever been diagnosed with anything?
ADHD, eczema,
Eczema.
stomach problem, a medical stomach issue. What else?
Eczema.
A couple other things, but primarily that. Sleeping troubles. I have different therapists.
My God.
If honestly if we ever can get, honestly, my mind is a deep dark place nobody should ever go into.
Oh, and one more thing that you still need to be get treatment for: thinking he's an alien disease.
Okay, are you on meds? Are you medicated?
Yes.
He is.
Really?
Yes.
Which means this is all a lot
Do you take
worse without
Yes.
it, and that's a problem.
Wait. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The
if
thing
you-
is, this is just normal me. Medication, it helps me from being more bouncy. If without my medication, I'd probably be bouncing fucking
It gets worse?
Yes. I am so much fucking worse.
Don't think it could.
You never want to see me with. Oh, if this is a little helpful, never. If you take melatonin, never take it with caffeine because it will drive your body into a fucking shock period where you start yelling at people and jumping off the fucking walls. It has happened to me twice.
Melatonin and caffeine are exact opposites, so
Why
why
do you-
would you take them together?
Because Zach is.
I've done it twice accidentally. How do you take caffeine accidentally? It's a long story. They gave me the wrong drink at Starbucks, and the other time it was in Italy, and I was at this farm place, and we were staying there, and one of the people there made these brownies, these fudge brownies, and it turned out they had caffeine in them, and I didn't know it until after I ate it, and so I've only ever done this by mistake. That's the facts. Thank you.
The facts.
It's the facts, Jax.
It's the fact, people. Fake news. Bye.
Okay, I would like to allot some time to something that Carlos suggested that we do, which is we need to get into Britt and Alex's Instagram DMs. Because they seem pretty interesting. I would like to read them. I would like to see what they're about.
No.
Just
Don't
for
worry,
the sake of transparency.
I won't explode you. I won't expose you. Okay. So last night, me and not last night. We can't expose our plans for what we're gonna do to someone else. So I was talking about how I was going to reclaim my virginity using a list a monk gave me, and because sometimes I'll DM him random shit. So I was just kind of like, I'm on a mission, and Alex was like, "What's your mission?" And I was like, "I'm on the path of virgining myself." How and why? I'm following a list of items I need to do, and I'm doing it because this time it's personal. How would that make you a virgin? It would because a monk said it would. He's not telling the truth. But my dad doesn't lie. Your dad's a monk? No, I never said that. You inferred that he is. Anyway, once you lose your virginity, you can't regain it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. No, monks do everything, and I'm a virgin again. No, they don't. You know monks don't like gay people, right? The monks I know are gay. You know that you can't just magically be a virgin again. You've had sex, you've lost your virginity. I don't know how much more simple this can get. But I'm a virgin now. You can't deny it. So now
What? Why?
So this is just what you guys discuss on a daily basis.
I'm wondering
Their
if she's
discussion-
joking or going crazy.
Their discussions are very bizarre, and I have been privy to a couple of them, and they are weirdly enough a lot more lunatic than my conversations, which is
All right.
not a good thing.
Wait, do you DM Zach?
No.
No, I have his number.
Yeah,
Oh.
we text.
We text, but I don't text him that shit. That's for you.
No.
Oh. I thought you had a boyfriend.
I do. I text him the same thing.
Britt is
Some of the same things.
Britt is a interesting character.
Yeah, Britt, I want to know why you pet people so much.
Because I just kind of like it. You know, it's fun.
We don't want to get into the psychology
No,
of Blake without-
you go around, you pet people's hair.
I do only do it to Alex and my boyfriend.
You've done it
And
to
me.
Ben and Carlos.
Oh yeah,
And me.
Carlos, and you.
Ben doesn't.
See,
Ben
thing is,
doesn't.
I'm very worried about getting into Britt's psyche because I'm worried we're going to open something up and there will be no going back and she will murder us all.
Probably. That's probably what will end up happening.
Like, you're going to legit just kill us.
Probably only Alex, but other than that.
Why do you have to crush your Coke cans, Alex?
So that's a waste.
So I don't pick it up by accident. Thinking it's
How
full.
much Coke have you had today?
A lot.
4 cans.
Coca-Cola or crack cocaine? No. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Full disclosure, drugs are bad. I seem like I'm high, but I'm not.
You always are.
Drugs are
I
bad.
do-
Stay in school, kids. Don't do drugs.
I dare you to
You can
drink.
stay in school and do drugs.
Zach, I
Yeah,
dare
you
you to
can.
chug a can of
I have
Coke.
friends in school who do drugs.
Yeah, you don't want that.
I
Okay,
do-
guys,
I do
just
want
don't
that.
do drugs. Just don't do drugs, man. Don't do drugs, man. Don't do that crack. Don't do the devil's grass. Don't do the
That's
devil.
not what
Don't
it's
do the devil's
called.
sugar. Don't do the devil's sugar. Don't do the devil's rock candy. Don't do any of those whack drugs.
Did you say crotch candy?
No,
or
rock candy.
Are you talking talking about meth?
Yes.
Do you watch Breaking Bad?
Yes.
I'd like to hear your opinions on meth.
I mean, I've never tried it.
What's your opinion on it? How about crack? Do you think crack was introduced into like low-income neighborhoods by the government?
I don't fucking know. Probably. What the fuck is this about? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Sounds like more government conspiracies. That's what it's about.
Ooh, you want conspiracy?
Oh no, I don't. I really don't.
Just for the record, just the record show that I am mentally unstable. And if any of them go, if I go missing, it's one of them.
Or he jumped off a roof trying to be Superman.
See, I'm not that.
I feel like you do that.
I'm not that mentally unstable.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
insane.
if you were off your meds, what would you do?
Be running around like a maniac and not
Like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yes.
All right.
Wow, such a cliche.
Wow, Gallant, you're such a fucking cliche.
You know what? Is that an imitation of me?
No,
Good.
it's one of my characters. I have a lot of weird personalities. It's not a disorder. Just
All right. Wait a
I'm
minute. Wait a minute. Speak in all of their voices.
You really don't want that.
Yes, I do.
Hello there, I am a normal human man. Yes, this is me. I'm a normal human. Where are your women at? I want to have sex with a normal. I am Billy. I am a normal human, not alien. I don't need women to have sex with and save my planet. I'm from Earth.
Are you okay? Wait, is this you ripping off the SNL skit where Kate McKinnon and someone else are aliens? They come to a bar.
No, but that needs to be fair. That concept has been done many a times.
Yeah.
It's not an original concept. Then there's Trisha, the Valley Girl. Oh my God, guys, it's like totally perfect. And to further go into any more embarrassing statements, I will do my no, actually, I'm gonna do my Swedish dude and then just give up.
Swedish dude.
Swedish dude.
Hello there, I am Olof Jastekiden. I can speak Swedish. IKEA.
I don't think
That's
that's
it.
what Swedish
God.
people sound.
IKEA.
Okay.
Do your impression of me.
Oh my God, guys, that's like so hot. I'm Brit. It's so hot.
That's
so
not what I
hot.
sound like.
Brit, my name is Brit. Oh, hi, Alex. That's so hot.
Wow.
That's you.
That's
That's you.
Something.
That's you, Brit.
I think. Okay.
I think we should
well,
wrap this up. This is getting way too fucking nuts.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Hey
guys, this is relaxing
about 10
ASMR.
more minutes here. I just want to ask. Do you think Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing?
Wait.
No. What? There's no way in hell there's no way in hell you could fake that moon landing. It is.
No way.
It would be more expensive.
Because I want you to look at 2001 and tell me that doesn't look like the moon.
It'd be way more expensive to fake the moon landing than it would just to send people into space.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. It would be billions of dollars to send people to space. It would be maybe like $1 million to make, even like a couple million to make a set like that, to record it.
Let's put a smile on
Shut up.
face.
No. Wrong thing. We're not. No. The moon landing is physically not fake. I will stick to that fact because it is ridiculous to think that they would have built a fucking set to do the moon landing instead of just sending somebody up to the moon.
But they would do that because at the time we were in the Cold War with Russia, and we wanted to prove that we could get to space.
But why did
first.
Stanley Kubrick? Is my
Because
question.
he did 2001. He was very good at it, and he could do it convincingly.
But you'd have to pay him a shit ton of money, which
Yeah.
is why it would be more expensive than that.
We don't have problems paying people a ton of money for arbitrary things.
We really don't.
Oh yeah, we were like.
I'm just saying the moon landing was not faked, and that is my statement. It was not faked because if it was not faked, and why? Because if you're gonna fake a moon landing, why use real astronauts?
They don't have to be real. They could just be guys in suits. Like
Except Armstrong, they were real astronauts.
Yeah, but like, how would you get it right without people from NASA who knew about the moon and like what it was?
Yeah.
Like?
Also that. I kind of think it was fake though. Like
The moon landing was not fake at all. Okay.
People have recreated what it might look like, and it looks almost identical.
No.
Alex is currently banging his head into his phone out of frustration because Zach is ignorant.
Moon landing was not fucking faked.
No. It's not fake.
Thank
It's
you.
not fake.
No.
I think we did it at some point real, but I think the first
Some
time
of this-
was
at one
fake.
We've only been to the moon once.
Oh shit.
You didn't know that?
No, I thought we went to the moon a couple of times. I thought you were like,
Moon landing was not
We have people
faked.
in the space station.
However, some some of the other things were faked. JFK assassination was done by one of his bodyguards. That's why the bullet was curved, if
What's
you
next?
noticed, and all that shit.
Are you gonna say 9/11 was done with C4?
No, that's fucking ridiculous. Terrorists did that.
See, yeah, terrorists did that.
Oh, are we sure it wasn't Bush?
Oh my god.
I think it was.
Bush is just an idiot. Bush would not be able to order.
Knew. I think it
Bush
was kind of like an inside job.
Bush is so dumb he would not have been able to order.
No, but like for the same way that I know it wasn't the same circumstances, but for the same way that the president at the time knew about Pearl Harbor, like what if it was the same thing?
No, Bush. Nobody could have predicted that because of how stupid the president was.
I
No,
mean,
but-
here's the thing. I think Alex has written a brilliant, just a brilliant thing about this called Operation 9/11.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
It wasn't about 9/11. It was a.
No, wait, I do have a penny for your thoughts. 9/11. That means 911. Ooh.
911's the number you dial for police.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably
Ooh.
because of 9/11.
It's so.
But yeah, no, 9/11 was real. Like, but yeah, no.
But it was
JFK
real,
was
but it
shot
was
by
an
one of his
inside job.
bodyguards. The bullet curved. That's real. But 9/11's real.
But
that,
JFK was.
the bullet.
Why was there a
the-
sniper?
There was 2 bullets. The sniper shot one,
No.
and it was a magic bullet, and it curved.
A magic
A
bullet.
magic bullet?
That could have never
You gotta
happened.
be
It's a freaking
kidding.
magic bullet.
You
It's a
gotta-
magic bullet. I feel like this is a good note.
Also,
to,
Napoleon was really tall. Napoleon was actually really tall, but people just like to make that.
That's actually pretty true. It was war propaganda that he was short. It was an insult. He was actually average height. So
Oh.
he did get one thing right, and I think that's the note on which we will wrap this up. Thank you for listening to
whatever the fuck this
ABCZ
was.
without the C. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week.